Yes, welcome back, friends, for a new video. So, today we are going to see about one more new research article. So, let us go to the homepage of the journal from where we are going to see our new research article. So, the journal is IEEE Transactions on Neural Networks and Learning Systems. Okay, so this is one of the reputed journal with a high impact factor. So just you can go through and see the impact factor of this journal. So here are the credentials. So the impact factor is 10.451. So that is a very good impact factor. Okay, and along with that you can see some more credentials are there like about agent factor, article influence score, and site score. Okay, right? And from this journal, IEEE transactions on neural networks and learning systems, we are going to see today's research article. So we are going to the current issue. Under the current issue, yeah, we are going to just take the this article 4SDT self supervised super sample decomposition for transfer learning with application to COVID-19 detection. Of course, nowadays the crisis regarding COVID 19 is under a thing here. So, we are just going to take one of the article from this scenario. So, we are just having this. Let us click this one for the main page of this article. So, this is the page where we are having 4SDT self-supervised sample decomposition for transfer learning with application to COVID-19 detection. Okay, this is the name of the article. Okay, so as you can see, this is a free access article. That means there is no restrictions of login and username for buying the article. It's a free access, so you can just click on the PDF and you can download that article. Okay, right, and you can click the download and we'll get it here. Already I have downloaded a version of this article, so just go through that here. So this is that one. Okay, so 4SDT self-supervised super sample decomposition for transfer learning with application to COVID-19 detection. So, in this article, the main motto or aim is to detect COVID 19 cases where they are taking the samples from the X ray images. So, they are taking X ray images. So, you can just zoom it up and you can see little more about abstract here. Okay, so this was the abstract, so which tells that due to high availability of large-scale annotated image datasets, knowledge transfer from Paternine models showed outstanding performance in medical image classification. Agreed. So nowadays we are having deep neural networks, which are very much useful for analyzing the datasets. So in this paper also they propose a novel deep convolutional neural network which they called as self-supervised super sample decomposition for transfer learning. Okay, and they named the model as 4SDT model. Okay, and now what they are telling about the model is that their model is going to go for the super sample decomposition of unlabeled chest X-ray images. So they are going to take the chest X-ray images and they are doing a sample decomposition, super sample decomposition technique, and then they are going for downstream learning. They are going for downstream learning by using class decomposition, and thereby they can able to train this conventional neural network and able to predict the unknown cases of this COVID-19 with good accuracy. That's what they are claiming about. Okay, and they have used some 50,000 unbalanced chest X-ray images. That means this problem also comes under the category of class imbalance learning. Of course, that was the scenario in any of the data sets which we are gathering, they will be of class imbalance scenario if we are taking in the real world, because In the real world, you may not get all type of cases classes equally. Okay, now then they are claiming that they got 99.8% of accuracy on one of the large data set, and then they got some 97.54 accuracy on another data set. Okay, so just go through that one. Okay, right. Now let us go down. So here you can see, yeah, these are the main contributions of this paper. So we provided a novel mechanism for self-supervised sample decomposition using large set of unlabeled chest X-ray images for pre-training task. That is was the first contribution what they are claiming. And then they provided a generic Corsa to find transfer learning. So they mean to say that they are trying to transfer the knowledge, transfer learning process by using the convolutional network, where they can able to fine tune the features which are required to identify a image as an it may be a COVID-19 image, or it is another type of image. Okay, so that's what their proposal. So they provided thorough experimental study by using COVID-19 detection, and they are claiming that it's going to be better than the state of art techniques what nowadays we are having available. Okay, so they just given some of the previous work what was there, and then going directly to the proposed model, which is the main thing which we need to study. So this is 4SDT model. So how 4HDT? The name is climbing because of that super sample decomposition technique they are using. They are naming it as 4S. Okay, DT. It's a decision tree model which they are using, where they are using for the conventional neural networks. Okay, so here you can see the main phases in the diagrammatic representation. You can see, you can better understand that. So they are claiming that they are having three phases in this algorithm. So what are the three phases? Yeah, yes, yeah. First one is self-supervised super sample decomposition is the stage one of the algorithm. Stage two, pretext training. Stage three, downstream task. So in this first stage, self-supervised super sample decomposition, they are going to train the model to extract the deep local features from the unlabeled C X-rays, chest X-rays. Then applying the unsupervised clustering algorithm DB scan. Then again going for the pretext training in the second stage, where they are going for the pseudo label fine tuning parameters of the adapted pre-training. Then in the downstreaming task, they are using the ImageNet pre-training CNN model for extracting the deep feature space by using the PCA for dimensionality reduction. Okay, so just you can see here what's here. Let's go for the other stages here. So in the diagrammatic representation, you can see here this is the first stage. What they are telling here as semi-supervised sample decomposition is the first stage. Okay, then after that the second stage is pre-text training. So in the first stage, what's happening here, the unlabeled images are taken and the deep features are extracted by the super sample decomposition. That is the first stage. Then by using those, then in the second stage pretext training, pseudo label of CX-ray images is done here, where you can see transfer learning process is going to be done, where the main features are extracted and blended in the model, and finding out the image main transfer learning techniques. And then in the third stage here, downstream training for COVID-19 detection is done here, where they are doing taking the new sample where they want to have the testing process and downstreaming that class to make it the main features. What are the features are there that has been extracted, and again The training model what they got from CXR weight initialization is taken here, and composition of that one is done here, and ultimately the result is extracted. So that is what they did here, the main things here, and then some good mathematics is also involved in that here, and the data sets what they have used here, and the algorithm what they are using for comparison purpose is also explained. So you can see performance evaluation is done by using these three measures: accuracy, sensitivity, specificity. These are the three measures which they are using for the performance evaluation, and this is the algorithm what they are using. And you can see that they had provided the coding of their approach also, which is one of the best thing. So where is that coding is available at yeah, they developed code is available at http github. This one you can just click this one, and here you can go through that one. The coding is available, so you download it here. It's a pure MATLAB code, and then you can just go through that and find what are the new findings they have implemented in their approach. Okay, and in the same way, when you are going for the data sets here, you can see the data sets also. So the details about the data sets. So they have used some 50,000 samples in the data set. So in this also you can see now here this table 1 gives details about one data set where they are having this. These are the instances, and then these are the table 2 consist of some more COVID-19 data set B, and then uh, here you can see the COVID-19 data set. Another one is also available, so they had given the link for this. You can just click this one, and you can see the data set publicly available are also available for that. You just go through the data sets and propose the algorithm which can help you a lot in the research initiation and going forward, and doing some experimental simulation which is very much required for your further research continuation. Okay, so right then after that they had given the abstract way of their simulation. Simply they said that they carried out all their experiments on a PC with 3.70 gigahertz Intel Core i3 processor and 8 GB RAM. So that's the just general i3 processor laptop they are taking for their simulation, and these are the different results they had given here. So here you can images are also there now. You can see here. So yeah, so this gives some more idea. Like here there are six images. First image is about a labeled chest x-ray images, where first one is normal x-ray image, and second one is COVID-19 X-ray image, third one is SARS image, and then the below are the testing samples where they need to apply their approach and find the new COVID-19 related chest X-ray. They need to do detection, and they said that they got good accuracy for their detection of their algorithm, right? And then here also you can see there's an image example of reconstruction of the image. So here A is the original image how we they got it here, and then reconstructed image by using the above approach what we said. So by reconstruction, you can see there is a good amount of clarity in the image where they can see that the really the patient is suffering with COVID-19 or not, that you can able to find out. Okay, and then for their simulation, they had used D scan clustering algorithm, which is one of the popular clustering algorithm, right? And the experimental comparison purpose, they have used you can see the result structure. They have used different algorithm for comparison. So in the below you can understand, yeah. So these are the results, experimental simulation results. So here this one, RSDT plus CD, they made three variations. Like first one is A is RSD and CD without using this RS decomposition, Fourier's decomposition in CD, they applied this one without and with only without 4HD. That means they use CD for this result, middle result. So they tried like these three results, and what they are trying to show is that for this with 4SD plus CD they got good results. Of course, that's right. You can see a 94.83 is there, 96 is there, SN sensitivity, specificity is 92.59. Good results are there, right? And they are showing in the confusion matrix also. Here you can see the diagonally what results are there, they are the correct results. So COVID-19 cases are identified as COVID-19, that is 112, and normal cases identified as normal 3034, they had been identified as COVID-19. It's a error. And here 829 pneumonia cases has been identified perfectly, and some of them missed as normal, and one was categorized wrongly as COVID-19. So the performance of one of the data set, another data set also, they can say that it's good, the results are there. The diagonal result what is there, that is the right results what we should get here. Actually, for a theoretical point of view, there should not be any values except the diagonal values. Then we can say 100% accuracy is there, but in practical simulation, you may not get 100% accuracy. That's the reality. So, but boosting the accuracy up to 90% is a good scenario where they are specifying that they got 90%, above 95, 97% is the result of their simulations. And they compared with these algorithms. You can see DE trace and RENES, they compared with RSDT, their own proposal. Okay, right. And little more experimental simulations is there. And lastly, they given the conclusion that their algorithm is worked better than the existing state of art algorithms. Okay. Right, and coming for the future work, here you can see the future work. Yeah, in the future scenario, what they want to have is this. Yeah, so they want to extend their work for more data sets where there are some missing values are there. So they want to work the data set with this one, and you can see here also one more future work extension is given. Yeah. See, so they want to include more clinical records and developing an explainability component to increase the trustworthiness. That is the real requirement in any of the research. Like when you are going to give the results and telling that these are the results, but you need to have more explainability. That was one of the requirement for any type of machine learning algorithm. You can't just give the results, you need to give the explainability factor also, that why you have given these results, what are the basis on which these results has been deduced, what are the rule set you are framing, what are the inside knowledge you gathered up for giving the opinion. So that is very much important, so that they want to include in their future work. And again, they want to apply some more pruning techniques to their work here. See, so they want to remove or prune the redundant parameters, will result in network and lower complexity, so that they want to do. And one can employ network pruning on 4SDT to obtain small and efficient classification model. That is their future extension of the work. Okay, in overall it's a good work, and the better and the best thing is that they had given the coding part of their proposed model, and they had given a hint of the data sets from where you can get this, go to that one and get it here. Okay, so at the end of the at the description of the video, I am going to place the article link to download for the viewers, and again I will be providing the hyperlink for the proposed model what they have given, and we can also have the hyperlink for the data set from the Kaggle data set, data website, so you can gather up all those things from there. Okay, and of course, anybody having any of the doubts regarding this, you are very much open to have a open discussion on the chat here, okay, on the comment section. At the same time, if you like the videos which we are having here, so go through all the videos and give the like and have the sharing of this good explanation or research initiatives to one of your colleagues, some of your colleagues who are having the challenges in the research here. Okay, so the main and solo intention of this work is for promoting the better research in the community, for easy of research here. So there may be so many scholars who have stuck at their particular points due to so many consequences and sequences. So in this global world, why can't we help each other or extend our knowledge to others for their better improvement? That's what the noble cause for this running of this all videos. And of course, if you are still watching this video at this end of the time, you are one of the interesting subscribers in my opinion. So go for subscription of the channel. Okay, right. So here we want to end our video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.